I'm gonna mute Jacob and then listen to the music just on my own from the actual source.
Listen to the actual theme.
Jacob is the actual source. Get out of here.
Jacob is the source.
That was actually licensed. That was my voice that they licensed.
Yep.
Like this right here. That's actually me.
Oh yeah.
Don't play too much. You'll get claimed.
Yeah.
This is.
Well, that's gonna sound so shitty through the mic that it's gonna be completely indistinguishable from the actual one.
Hey, man, you never know.
See, this right here, this is also me, where it's like, oh. I mean, if you can't tell the difference, then that's just your fault.
The music is actually really catchy.
It's actually really
catchy.
good.
I'm actually excited
really
about
good.
this
If you
game
actually,
now.
if you don't know what that's from, I'm sure you do because this might as well be a Nintendo only podcast. That is from the new upcoming ARMS by Nintendo.
I just love the intro that they had for that direct, and they were like doing like an Ancient Aliens type thing, where they're like, no one knows how these people got these arms, but they got them. And
It was like a Power Rangers episode.
it was so dumb, and they knew how dumb it was. It was great.
Yeah. See, that almost really, it's not the gameplay that's getting my interest in this game. It's more or less just the cheesiness and corniness of the story, along with the themes. That is making me so interested in this game, and I legitimately may cancel my Splatoon 2 pre-order and just put all the money on ARMS. The second I saw that direct, I really wasn't that into it, but then the more and more it just kind of seeped into my brain. I kind of want this now.
Isn't that weird too? Because
It's weird.
because like everything that I've seen about this game up until this point, I've just been so like meh. I don't meh. But then after I saw that direct, I was like, wow, that is what I've been waiting for them to do. But why they haven't done it sooner, I don't get it.
You know, Nintendo seems to always do that. It's like they show a new thing, like as an example, Mario 3D World and Splatoon. Everyone saw it, they weren't that impressed. And then like a year later, when the game's about to come out, everyone is just like, oh my god, I have to have this.
I never felt that way about 3D World.
Well, I mean, that's obviously you do you, but I think everyone felt the first trailer for that game wasn't very strong. No one was that hyped about it.
No,
But then
it
when
wasn't.
they showed the second and third trailer, it was really much more exhilarating and a lot more exciting.
That's how I felt about Hyrule Warriors as well. The second Hyrule Warriors got announced, I was like, okay, I'll probably get that, but I was never really on the board on that ship. But then after the first few trailers got out of the way, I was really, really onto it, and I wanted it really badly. And I kind of felt the same way about Splatoon, like you just said. And what other game? They had another game.
They do that about a lot of games, honestly. I think they do it on purpose. Like, they kind of show something exists, they keep it in your mind, and then when the game's about to come up, they bring in all the cool stuff, and that's when you get hyped. And since the game's about to come out, you're like, oh, yep, I gotta buy it. Mm-hmm.
Well, see, here's the good thing about Nintendo is they don't do what Ubisoft does, which is the exact opposite of what that is.
I'm just so confused about like the very first trailer that we saw in the Nintendo Switch presentation when they were unveiling the console, and that was such an important moment for them when they were
it was so lame
when they were unveiling. Yeah, and it really was kind of cheese, and they presented that trailer in such a way that I think they genuinely expected people to be excited about it, but it's just so weird. The whole concept of the game is just so bizarre and strange, and it's like, okay, springy arms, I don't understand why this is like something to be really interested in. And they really needed to explain that, which is what they took the time to do in this direct. But in that first trailer, you're just like, I don't understand why I'm supposed to care about this, really.
What's the deal? It's a fighting game where you have stretchy arms. Okay, what's special about it? And they finally kind of talked about, okay, this is why you want this game. There's a lot of game modes, which is awesome. Up to 20 people, local multiplayer. I think it's local multiplayer. 20 people, that's insane. And just the fact that there are so many different combinations. You can use dozens of different types of arms. Well, I guess fists per se, not the arms. All the characters looks like they all look different, obviously, but they're all like really, really unique. Like, you can tell every character's apart. Like, Min Min does not look the same as Springman. Springman does not look the same as who is that green guy you said you're excited to play as, Scott?
Helix.
Helix, yeah, Helix doesn't look anything
guy.
the same. And then there's the robot duo characters. Like, there's definitely a lot of personality in this game, and I'm really glad to see that. I'm not surprised because it is a Nintendo.
There is going to
IP,
be so much fan art. There's going to be so much fan art of Springman fisting Twintail. Like,
I have to
that's
ask-
going to happen.
I have to ask: are you guys on
And it
Team
makes
Min
me
Min
sad.
or Team Twintel? Which one is it?
I don't know.
I just want to be lame and play a Springman.
I'm all
I'm
in
just-
for
I'm
Min
That's
Min.
it.
I'm
all about that
honestly-
hair.
I'm really excited about Helix because he looks like the biggest troll of the game.
Yes. Yeah.
Who is Helix again? I don't know any of these characters
Helix,
except
Helix
for like
is the green
main two.
blobby guy. He's like the green, like, you know.
Oh,
like the,
he looks like the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing too.
yes, that's exactly it. He looks like the wacky waving inflatable arm waving tube man. You're absolutely right.
I want so badly for there to be a Smash 4 port now with Springman in it because I want to hear Xander Mobius just go Springman. And the announcer in ARMS honestly like sounds so lame and
It's
boring
extreme
compared
cheese.
to
Extreme.
Yeah, it's too much cheese. Like there's a level of cheese that gets sliced off and put on a cracker, and this is just like the whole cube has just been placed on there and smashed with another saltine on top, and I don't like it.
Whoa.
It's a little too much cheese for me.
But there
I don't mind it
is
personally.
there is something that sparked my interest about the whole narrator thing, and that's the fact that yeah, it's extreme cheese, but thinking about it in a serious way with like live streams and stuff, assuming Nintendo lets that happen, of course, is that I think this is going to be potentially an extremely awesome like tournament competition style game where you really will have narrators and esport type stuff going on with it potentially.
I'm much more interested in it. I am much more interested in it now than I ever have been. And it's amazing how Nintendo for the entirety of the Switch's lifetime keeps doing that to me with things like Breath of the Wild, and I wasn't planning on getting Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And with the Switch itself. With the Switch itself, I wasn't ever really sold on it until I was just basically forced into getting it because of the low demand, and I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to get one in time for like Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah, you were
So-
forced, Jacob. You were forced into buying it.
Nintendo forced my hand. And we all know that's true. I'm an American consumer and I'm not at fault for any of my actions.
Of course not.
But no, seriously though, what is with Nintendo lately and asses?
Oh my, I know, Twintel though. It's just, you know why they're doing it? Because they want to sell their game. That's why they're doing it. Because people like Etika are going to he's already promoted that game like crazy. Like his
Look at all
stream,
this fan art.
yeah,
There's so much fan
there's
art
the
of
fan
Twinto.
art.
I mean, this is
Like-
ridiculous.
like his streams
mean-
have hundreds of thousands of views just because of that one
That's-
character. That's
yeah.
crazy.
But
A new
that's
IP.
The same with Zelda
That's-
on Breath of the Wild.
This is fairly like mild though compared to a lot of fighting games. Fighting games and females are like, I mean, you know, like we've had Cammy in Street Fighter 2,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been true since way back in the day. And then Mortal Kombat has had some like ridiculous looking characters. So I mean, yeah, this is mild. This is the Nintendo version of that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Cammy's pretty bad. As well as Armika. Armika is also pretty terrible. It basically just has full on ass. Just full ass hanging out here. That's Street Fighter, everyone.
But Nintendo has now joined the what should we call this? The fighting
At least
game
there's
circle?
there's yoga pants. At least they're covered.
Yes.
So there's that.
I don't know. Twintel's a weird looking character. Like
She fights with
With her hair.
I think
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I mean, I
so
think
weird.
if everyone's looking at just like the bottom half, maybe that's what they're fixated on right now. But if you look at the top half and you look at those boxer gloves on the hair, it's
Yeah,
weird.
it's pretty funky. Like, well,
Yeah,
that's
this game is so bizarre.
well, that's what's really cool about it though, is that I think after we play this game for a little bit, we're gonna remember these characters. None of them are gonna be forgettable because all of them have something really just bizarre about them.
That's true.
Springman thinks having arms like this is pretty rad. This is just so rad.
They just went all in on the cheese. Just
These
all in.
arms are lit AF, mofo.
You know what? Okay, you know what I really love about this game is that they are taking such a Splatoon approach with it. Like, there's going to be Global Test Punch, 6 days of Global Test Punch, which is awesome. And there's going to be free updates, which includes new free characters, free, I guess, fists, and free stages. That's awesome.
Free fists. Free fists for everyone.
Free fists. Yeah. That's right.
I like how Nintendo did a really sly move by letting you go ahead and download the demo, and the fact that you just see the icon posted on your Switch homepage, like it builds hype and it builds anticipation. It makes you want to be ready for it.
Same with Splatoon 2. I have that icon just sitting there. Thing. Yeah, Splatoon. I'm ready for.
You can download the Splatoon 2 test file already.
Yeah, the test file was like a month ago.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So that icon's been sitting on my Switch menu as well as the ARMS one. I'm just like, well, come on, Summer, let's go. I'm ready to play these.
Well, I do realize we're already over 10 minutes in, but let's go ahead and do our introductions. Shall we? Is that okay? Can we do those now?
10 minutes is not bad compared to what we usually do as far as introducing ourselves.
That's true.
All right. Well, I am your gracious host, Indy Jacob, and I've been told that I'm usually the one who sings a lot on these podcasts and has the voice of a luscious angel.
Right.
I just have recently signed my record label to eventually move out to LA. I'm still here in Pennsylvania though. Haven't gone yet.
Right.
I'm letting Nathaniel Bandy catch up to me. But I'll be there one day. I'm gonna move and start singing, and I'll be on those episodes of things with Beyonce.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna happen eventually. And my my co-hosts today, per usual, are indie developer Scott Lee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is I. Hello.
And Nathaniel Bandy.
Nathaniel Bandy.
Yes.
Hello.
Who may be starring in a video game one day.
Yeah.
Super Bandy World.
Hey, we don't need to talk about that.
That's like 2-3 years from now. It's a long time.
That may be a thing.
But
anyway,
I need to throw out NDAs as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus, Jacob.
So today we, as we've already talked about a little bit, we're going to talk about some ARMS because there was an ARMS Direct, and really not too sure what else we're going to talk about. Probably some Nintendo related things. That's usually what it comes down to, which is all fine and dandy. Yeah, that's about it. So I guess let's get started because we've got to cover a lot here within our hour-long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you guys want to talk about first?
All right, I have to ask, what game mode are you most excited for trying out in ARMS? Because there's like 6 game modes.
Hoops.
Yes, hoops. I want to slam people through freaking. You take a person, slam it through a basketball hoop. That's amazing. Like, I was sold.
I don't even remember all the game modes, but that's the one that I remember.
Yeah,
so that's why that's the one I want to play.
That's the one I remember. I'm just like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I have to try this out.
Yeah.
Like, who thinks?
Isn't there a volleyball one?
Yeah,
yeah. There's a volleyball
was
one.
like what threw me for a loop. I thought that was really weird. But
yeah,
I'm
did you
interested.
say V-ball?
It's V-ball. They don't call it volleyball in the game. They refer to it as V-ball.
Is it literally referred to as V-ball?
I
It
believe
is referred to as V-ball.
Yeah.
Is it worth saving that metric half second
Yes.
instead of just saying volleyball?
Well, yeah.
Well, V-ball is more like hip and like cool.
Oh, it's hip and cool because having arms like these are so rad.
That's right.
Well, it looks fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I was expecting you to say a bit more than that to continue
This
this
is so
dialogue.
goddamn professional. There's so much professionalism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm gonna do my mad journalism research right now in ARMS Direct recap because I honestly don't remember everything that was said.
I had to review it earlier today.
Yeah, you did the right thing in
they-
reviewing before we actually hit the record button.
I
but
honestly don't.
I didn't.
A few key things I remember about the individual arms themselves is that kind of like what they did with Zelda, like they're giving everything like these attributes and these elements. So like there's like wind stuff and electricity and like all this sort of thing. And so like that's going to have a lot to do with the gameplay where, you know, probably based on what kind of attack type you're using, I imagine that people might be able to deflect attacks with that way. And they went over all the different like individual arms and stuff, and a few things stood out. Like there was like the like as far as like the electricity goes, there was like that big like ball orb type thing, and they showed that like at work, and there's crazy missile thingamajiggers, and there was like a boomerang in there somewhere. But honestly, like a lot of the individual arms and stuff I completely forgot about, and I already, even though I've seen the direct twice now, I already kind of forgot the specifics. I think I'm going to be much more interested in what each of these individual things do when I'm actually playing the game. But I don't think in the direct they needed to actually go into the detail or even show like the individual arms for each character. It was cool that they did. I don't think it was really necessary though, because I don't think a lot of people are going to.
It seems
love
like a
the
bit
fact
much.
that there's a global test punch. I'm so happy that Nintendo has been very good about using demos to their advantage.
Yeah,
because that makes such a difference. I mean, I wouldn't have bought games probably like Battlefield 1 or Blaster Master Zero had there not been some type of free test thing that I could go into. And it makes me so happy that they're adopting it with this, because they realize, hey, this game is a little weird, and a lot of people probably aren't just going to run out and buy it day one, so let's put this thing out there for them to try, because that just exudes confidence in their new product. And they did the same thing with Splatoon, and that made me really happy they did it with that. So
Yeah.
that just tells me that they have this awesome IP that they are so excited to show everyone. So they're like, here, have 6 days to play it. 6 days.
you missed
That's
out on the
nuts.
Splatoon test fire too. Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, Splatoon is Splatoon, so I know what it'll be like. And I played the original test fire back like when the first Splatoon came out, but I never, I didn't play Splatoon 2 because I don't think I had a Switch at that time, right?
No, I don't
I think
you
that was
did.
right before I got a
Nope.
Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm incredibly excited to play this one. Like I said, my hype just keeps building for this game, and it literally went from -50 because I didn't give two shits about it before like last week, and now I've skyrocketed to where I'm like, okay, I'm at least going to play this, and I'm going to listen to this freaking amazing theme song every day until this comes out.
One thing that was really interesting was the Direct said that there will be over 4,000 combinations of fighters and fists that you can use together. So
That is crazy,
That
yeah.
makes me really interested to see later down the line, once this game has been out for about 6 months to a year, to see what are the best combinations that the top players are using. Like, what characters is it going to be, and what are the strategies going to be as well? Because this, like, just this,
I'm not
this
ready.
type
I'm not
of
ready
game,
for the tier list.
like this type of game is just it's really hard to even imagine like who the top fighter is going to be, who the like what combination of fists are they going to use. Is it going to be lighter characters, is it going to be the heavier characters? So I think that's something that's going to get people into this game, those that really love professional fighting games. I think this, as goofy as it is, this will be something for them, because it's clear that there is a lot of depth to this entire game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be ready for the tier list. I'm just not
Well,
gonna be ready for it.
you could just ignore it. Like, if you don't care, don't pay attention to it. I don't think there'll really be a tier list, though. There might be, like, top characters, but if there's 4,000 combinations, there's not going to be a tier list of all 4,000 combinations. I'm sorry, that just won't exist.
Jacob, have you figured out the main points from the recap yet? Are you looking at that now?
Yes, I am looking at this now.
You're going to have to cut a lot of this.
Okay, so says here, like, each fighter has access to 3 arms at the beginning. You can collect additional weapons by collecting coins after battle and spending them to enter a minigame. So what I want to know is, I just want to know a lot more of the actual gameplay. Like, is it just going to be just arena-based battling? Is there going to be some type of adventure mode, or
Well, they mentioned
what's exactly the single-player mode's going to be like?
Yeah, they mentioned there's a Grand Prix mode.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's just going to be like arena after arena.
I think so.
It'll
And
probably be
fighter
every
after fighter.
arena, every fighter. They also said there's like a surprise final boss at the end. So they haven't
Huh.
revealed that, which is pretty interesting. I have no idea what that could possibly be.
Probably going to be Pink Gold Peach, I think.
Probably.
Oh,
Actually, okay, speaking of new
just
characters...
leave that meme over on the Bandy channel.
Speaking of new characters, though, what do you guys... Like, okay, do you think they could actually bring, like, Little Mac to this game? Do you think they would do it? Because it's something they could
That
do.
would be scary as shit to see Little Mac with stringy arms.
They could do it, though. I mean, I would not be surprised if they did that, honestly.
Well, I mean, to be quite honest, like the way the camera angle looks, like the third person camera viewing, it looks like Punch-Out.
Yeah.
So I mean, like fundamentally it could work. It's just I can't imagine seeing Little Mac with like stringy ass arms.
I feel like they
And,
wouldn't give him stringy arms. They'd probably make him move, like, really, really fast. Or, like, he'd be able to duck, and maybe he'd be able to duck, like, under arms or wild... I don't know. I don't know how it'd work. If they're going to add a character from their IPs, it's going to be Little Mac. And, yeah, I don't know what else they could do outside of him.
I want to see him summon Doc Lewis.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
That is what I would like.
Have they done an actual Punch-Out game since the original? Did they?
They did the Wii one.
There's one on the Wii.
Oh, okay.
Like, honestly, it looks like a lot of, like, the inspiration came from that.
Maybe.
Just because of the way, like, it works fundamentally.
Right.
Except Arms is a bit more open than Punch-Out. You kind of just stand in one spot.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you actually have a 3-dimensional space to move around.
Yeah.
And that actually, while we're talking about it, I'm really glad that you brought that up because now I realize that they actually have levels, like to the arenas. Like it's not just one flat ground. Like you actually go up and down on slopes and stairs, and it's very interactive, for lack of a better word. And that was a lot more different than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to just be like Soul Calibur and Tekken and this Pokken tournament and stuff like that.
Right. And I'm wondering what role the pillars and the obstacles in the middle of the arenas are going to play, because we did see during the direct we saw like you're going to have to like punch around different objects and stuff like that. But I'm also wondering if they're going to do a little bit more than that. Like it'd be awesome if in certain instances maybe like you could get someone like tangled up or something like that, you know?
You can throw people through some of the walls.
You could just grab like a pillar and just rip it off and just hit people with it.
Well, you can throw people at the pillars and they'll get hurt from it. So they show that example in one stage. I don't know like if it's going to be a common thing, but I know I saw that footage somewhere in the direct. So the stage will be somewhat interactive, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot they could do with the environment to add additional depth as well. They could even, how they're doing like all these different attributes and stuff. It'd be really, really awesome if like certain arenas interacted with those attributes of the arms. So like if you have like fire stuff, maybe like there's arenas where like certain things are more flammable, or like, there's water levels, and then like your electricity stuff can be used to shock the other fighters from a distance and stuff like that.
That would be really cool.
Someone just dropped a question in the Asked Out of him that says, how do you feel about the reveal of Captain Falcon in arms? And I got so excited for about half a second, and then I looked at my phone and I was like, this is not real. And now I'm sad.
Yeah, so Captain Falcon, let's I would say yes, let's see it happen, please, even though it won't happen.
I'd be fine with that.
He just Falcon Punch, that's all of his moves. He just Falcon Punches.
I would like to see like actual Nintendo characters who enter into the fray and just get like attachable arms. That way they can fight too.
That'd be weird.
Maybe for Amiibo. Oh, Amiibo, they haven't talked about that.
That's weird, but a girl with a fat ass and arms coming out of her hair is not weird.
Well, that's the first time we've seen her. Like for all we know, that's just the normal her, you know what I mean? But to see like Luigi with like those twiggly ribbon arms, that'd be weird.
Well,
twiggly.
Guys, they aren't announcing any Amiibo for arms. Like you'd think they would have a lineup of all the characters. Like that's kind of shocking.
Can you imagine how hard the Amiibos would have to like be to make though, with these like long springy arms?
Yeah, but they would. I feel like if they sell well, if this game sells well if there's a sequel, there will be Amiibo of every character, for sure.
I'm so ready.
It doesn't matter how hard it is to build the model; they're going to do it.
I'm ready for Amiibo to die, honestly.
I'm kind of ready for Amiibo to die too.
I don't think they're going to die. Yeah, I stopped
probably
collecting
not,
them a while ago.
but I'd like to see it. They probably won't, It's fine if other people want to buy them, but I'm ready to see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, like Disney Infinity is pretty much dead. You know, Skylanders is kind of going by the wayside. Like the Toys to Life thing is just slowly going away because I think a lot of people are just getting to the point where they don't want to spend this absurd amount of money on stuff.
So nice.
And now Nintendo, I think it is very smart that Nintendo did do it because they have a lot of characters that don't really get love or, you know, have no light shed on them, like Ness and Fox and Captain Falcon, a lot of these characters. So it's nice having some type of little memorabilia for that. Well, but
I think there's
we're past that now. I just don't want to see it anymore.
I think there's a bit of a difference though. With Disney characters, you can get that kind of merchandise in all sorts of different packages, like stuffed animals or heck, even larger figures. But with Nintendo, they've never had anything like this in the past, and that's why Amiibo is so successful. So that's why I don't see it dying really anytime soon, unless Nintendo opens up their own beanie bag lineup of all the characters. Then Amiibo will die.
What if they brought back Beanie Babies?
Dude, I want a Beanie Baby Mario. That would be sick.
No.
It would be great.
Or better yet, what if they made all of the Nintendo characters into fidget spinners? and yeah.
Stop.
Why are people angry about fidget spinners?
Because
like it's an amazing thing.
There is no reason that fidget spinners should be popular. It is absolutely absurd.
Hold up, I'm actually gonna go get mine right now.
Did any of you guys watch my stream of Fidget Spinner 64?
That was actually pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
That game cracked me up, dude. I can't wait to watch someone speedrun that game. It's going to be so funny.
I'm back with Spinner in hand.
Good job. Nice.
See, that's why I've been just kind of all over the place this episode, because I haven't had this thing to keep me focused and concentrated.
Right.
And I can talk really fast because I have my fidget spinner in my hand.
Yeah. By the way, why do people think that it makes you more focused? Is there science that says that it makes you more focused?
Well, no, it's literally just for people like me. Like I just like to keep busy. I like to keep my hands busy. So just like I said, literally sometimes I'll literally sit here and spin scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I just have to do something.
I'm fidgeting with the back of a remote right now. You know those like little back pieces that you take off when you're putting in new batteries. I'm fidgeting with one of those right now. And if I had a fidget spinner, I would be fidgeting with the spinner.
You probably wouldn't take your pants off during half these episodes all the time because if you had a fidget spinner in your hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
maybe
the
true.
Extent of your fidgeting has made you gone nude multiple times.
Yep, makes perfect sense to me.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Science.
So, what about Splatoon 2? That was also a thing.
I'm so excited about the single player stuff that they showed. I feel like they showed off a lot, and I needed to see it. And it's weird because it was the exact thing that I was talking about like last time we were talking about Splatoon 2, and I was like, I really hope that they do like a much longer, more involved single player campaign, and it looks like they're going to.
I'm excited and slightly disappointed at the same time. Obviously, the footage that we saw, all of the new things in the campaign that we can do, all the new enemies, all the new ways to move around with the environment, looks absolutely amazing. But at the same time, it looks like the core aspect of just going through level per level in a very linear manner, that kind of looks the same. I was expecting maybe something a bit more expanded, maybe some sort of side mission quests, or I don't know, just something that feels a bit more full. But maybe there's like a lot more levels than there was in Splatoon 1, because the campaign was relatively short in that game.
It was super short in the first one. And I'm totally fine with it being linear as long as they just do more content this time around and kind of add a little bit more to it.
Even if there's not more content, maybe I won't be upset because there is Salmon Run, so that brand new, I guess, zombies mode will probably keep me occupied as well. So, it would be nice to have a longer campaign, though. I mean, we'll see. I feel like it's not going to be any longer, like maybe an hour or two longer, if that. But that doesn't mean too much. But I mean, I can't be upset because all the stuff in there is things that we didn't do in the first Splatoon game.
Right. Jacob?
You all right, Jacob?
Huh?
Are you fidgeting?
You need
fidget spinning?
You need to learn to pay attention.
I was actually humming the theme of ARMS. I'm sorry.
It's a good skill.
Do we want to talk about these new mobile games that they're doing that got announced?
Yeah, because, I'm just really still not, like, Splatoon 2 looks fun, but I'm really just not, like, feeling it. Like I was just gonna get it because it's a
I
summer
am-
game.
I mean,
and
I'm excited about it,
I'm not,
but
like,
like all we
crazy
really got
about
out of that direct is, oh, cool, good single player stuff is coming, or at least
Like I
that's
just feel like I'm the only person in the world who isn't just squidding and inking all over themselves because of this game coming out.
whoa.
You're missing out.
I'm sorry. I just wish I was into it. Like
I mean, it's
I'm
kind of like I kind of think of Splatoon as like kind of like the FPS. It is to FPS what Mario Kart is to racing, in the sense that when I play Mario Kart, like I don't have all of these like elaborate intellectual insights to discuss about Mario Kart. You know what I mean? But Mario Kart is like the perfect game, even to this day, which is why like I still love Deluxe so much, where you just sit down and like you just let your mind go and you just play. And I think Splatoon is the exact same way. It's that kind of game. And I don't think that you can like I don't think you can necessarily talk about it in you know deep detail in you know in like an analytical way for like hours or anything like that.
Speaking of Mario Kart, I think a lot of people are gonna like my new video that's gonna come out soon.
I'm scared of what you're doing. Do I want to know?
Well, I mean, I've already kind of briefly mentioned to you guys what I'm doing, so I'm excited for the viewers, guys. It's gonna be great. You thought you've seen Indie Jacob go nuts before, but you've seen nothing yet. I keep flicking this fidget spinner out of my hand. I'm just going too hard on it, guys.
You're fidgeting and spinning too hard. You're fidget spinning.
I'm seriously debating on making like a fidget spinner trick video, just like as a complete parody and joke. There are so many of those, by the way. Have you guys seen those?
I've not.
Like, how do you make an actual trick video to this shit?
What trick can you do? Doesn't it just spin around a bearing?
Yeah, like,
Thought it just
what do you
spins.
do? Just put it on different fingers? I mean, like, that's not even cool.
What I could see is I could see you with that ROM hack fidget spinner
Shit.
64. I could definitely
Shit.
see you doing some tricks in that. But that's totally different because that's a fidget spinner on top of Mario's head.
Yeah, what was up with that, by the way?
That was amazing.
I keep seeing
That
images
was
of fidget spinner
Dude,
64.
you need to watch a snippet of that stream. Literally, what happens? It's just Mario 64, but Mario's head is gone. It's replaced with this comically large fidget spinner, and you can literally no, it's comically large, dude. You can literally spin the fidget spinner and then jump and do long jumps, and you get like hundreds of feet in the air. it's
Doesn't it like
ridiculous.
infinitely like fly upward as long as
Well-
you're holding it or something?
It depends. Well, it depends on what kind of jump you do. If you do a normal jump, you'll fly about 20 feet in the air. If you do a long jump, you'll fly basically to the top of the boundary of a level. If you do like a side flip, you'll fly like 40 feet in the air. It's hilarious. Wow. It's great.
You can side flip into my ass.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, you need to look up some gameplay of that. It's really funny.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, the pictures I saw, I was just kind of wincing and confused when I was looking at it, and I didn't know what to make of it. My mind had trouble processing it, so I'm glad you cleared that up.
I was having a great time playing that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So, what else we got on the topic list for today?
So these mobile games. The big thing that like the news really focused on was apparently Nintendo is making a Zelda mobile game, but they also announced that there's like a Pokemon thing going on. And in fact, I'm going to pull this up from comicbook.com. The headline is New Pokemon Trading Card Game App Allegedly in Development. Earlier this morning, the Wall Street Journal broke news that Nintendo was working on a new Zelda game specifically for mobile devices. While that was the big news that got everyone excited, the Wall Street Journal is also reporting that the Pokemon Company is developing a new mobile app for its popular Pokemon trading card game. I think this is interesting.
I really hope this Zelda game is a mobile runner called Run Link Run. With microtransactions.
I seriously
and Viagra
was
ads.
predicting it's going to be Super Zelda Run.
I really hope that it has plenty of Viagra ads in it to make me excited.
You
It
know,
could if they go the freemium route, you know? It could.
Okay, actually being serious, I feel like the Zelda game is gonna play a lot like Pokemon Go, honestly. Where it's gonna force you to walk
I'm
around.
worried about it.
It's gonna force you to walk around, find rupees, you do dungeons somehow. I don't know how that's gonna work.
What's this thing you refer to as being serious?
I'm really
don't
really
know.
worried that like we're gonna just like be wrapping up our bliss with Breath of the Wild, and then they're just gonna release this total turd of a cell phone game. I'm so
It's
worried.
probably going to be Bejeweled, but with rupees.
Oh no,
Legend of Zelda Bejeweled Edition.
Yeah.
no.
Honestly, I'd rather have that because then I know I would at least have some fun with it and just pretend it's not a Zelda game.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it's going to be so far
honestly.
from a Zelda game that I'm not going to even think about the fact that this is actually a Zelda game.
I
Yeah.
don't think so though. I think
Better
they-
yet, what if they port the CDI games to mobile?
No.
That would work.
They're not
I
gonna do
think
that.
I think they're in all seriousness. I think they're probably going to do something that involves like here's something they could do. If they did something that was like 2D and they found some way to simplify the controls, similar, not exactly how they did in Mario Run, but similarly in some way, and they made it kind of, you know, more accessible to people, and again used it. I think they probably will go the same route in the sense that they're probably going to use this to try to sell more of the actual Zelda, as opposed to like this being its own thing. It's going to be more like you download this and yeah, you might pay $5-10 or something at some point, but it's probably going to be more along the lines of like, we're going to use this to get people interested in Zelda on the Switch.
Just every
Yeah.
time you match 4 rupees and berupeed, you're going to have a little animation of Link. And he's like, "Excuse me, princess." And then we can all die inside because memes
What is it going to be like?
and overused jokes.
What is he going to say? He's going to say,
I'm not saying it again. I don't think I can muster up the amount of lame comic energy that took to say that quote unquote joke again. But what I can do is be like, na 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 na. Dude, that music is so good, guys. Like, I just legitimately am excited for that game solely because of that music.
another thing I should mention real quick before we move on to whatever it is we're moving on to, maybe questions or something. One thing I should mention real quick is that apparently the numbers are in for the month of April, and the Nintendo Switch was the best-selling console for the month of April. However, the numbers compared
Slam dunk.
to the launch month, they did drop down considerably, but I think it's because of the stock issue. I think we have yet to see the sales fly back up as high as they can be. Let me see if this article has the numbers.
Well, yeah, what were the
so
sales?
I'm sure
April-
it's just because of the stock issues, because I still know people constantly looking for them.
Right, exactly. So in April, it was 280,000 units were sold compared to March's launch month, which was an absurd number. I don't think I have the number here in this article,
like
but yeah, it was
2.3 million.
It was a well. That
Ridiculous.
I think that's worldwide. I think the 280,000 units
worldwide.
is yeah. I think this is U.S. numbers.
Oh, okay. See, I'm curious what worldwide sales were for April.
They
I don't know what those
well
are.
yeah they said I think it was 2 point. You're right. It was 2 point something million worldwide for March, and then here let me see if I can figure it out actually. Well, I don't know. The thing is this might be another one of these estimates. I don't know if Nintendo has actually officially announced that these are the numbers. Let me see if I can.
Can we
find
just
it.
again sit back and rejoice at how great this console is and how happy we all are that it's actually being successful right now?
Yes, exactly. I'm so happy that it's selling so well.
Like, I almost feel like it's my duty to be the devil's advocate and just be like, no, this is a piece of shit. Blah, blah, blah. But no, like, I think we're all pretty much just in complete unanimous agreement that this console is awesome and that I am incredibly excited that it's selling well. And if you don't have one yet, please go out and hunt for one or do whatever you can to get one because, like, you won't be disappointed. I mean, I know a lot of these games that are on the system right now are ports of existing games, but they just play so much nicer because you have the option to take it with you.
Yeah.
And I can't, like, I'm gonna again thank Scott for him basically just continuously telling me to go out and get one, and that I am gonna play it constantly more in handheld mode than docked mode, and that's so true. You will play it more handheld than docked mode because you have the option to.
I'm still playing
It's
it like
amazing.
90% docked mode. But most a normal person would
You're
play
going
it
against my
mostly
point.
handheld. I know. I'm just.
Well, yeah, but
I was just saying.
Nathaniel like doesn't really have a reason to even like go out that much.
Yeah, like
So
I work in the same spot all day, so
He does work and play all at home. So he
he just sits in this one spot on the sofa, just rotting away.
he just sits in his computer chair all day.
He literally never has to move
Every
that chair
day.
because he can play his Switch there, edit his videos there. The
Live
only time he gets
stream.
up is to eat, fight cockroaches, and shit.
You could not have described my life more accurately. No, actually, my setup right now, it's like I literally have 5 monitors within like 2 feet distance of me. Like I'm like.
So you have to get up and move 2 feet? God, dude.
No.
That's
like,
a fucking bummer.
no.
He's like, no, I have
2
a
feet-
rolling chair. I don't have to actually like get up. I just
Okay,
roll
I guess,
over
like,
2
1
feet
foot.
away.
Everything is really enclosed.
Gosh.
Like I just turn.
he
like,
he lives in a circle of monitors.
it's a square of monitors, actually.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Scott. God, get it right.
Where was I? Oh, okay.
Wow, we kind of teamed up on the thing. I feel a little bad right there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that came off as rude.
I didn't see it as rude, but all right.
Okay, so we were talking about the Switch,
I'm
right? We were
offended.
talking about how successful it is.
Yeah, that
And-
escalated quickly.
It really did. It escalated into a weird place. But I'm just you know, and I think it's like weird in a way that Nintendo has come back in this way, because after everyone just kind of lived with the Wii U for so long, I don't think that I think we were all hoping that this is kind of the direction, or well, maybe not the direction. We were hoping that this was the rate of success that we would see, but now that we're actually seeing it, I think we're all kind of surprised, because I think realistically we were expecting Nintendo to kind of continue dying. I don't know. I mean, that's just me. Like, that's my perception of the internet, is that I feel like everyone was so used to just like talking garbage about Nintendo for a long time from the Wii U, and now that everything has turned around, it's almost bizarre in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I really wasn't that pessimistic about it, but I think that's just because I found other things to play and I stopped caring if they did well or not. So, like, I think it's cool that they're doing well, but, like, even if they don't, I'll find something else to do. It's not that big. I don't know. I guess I don't care that much, like, if they're... I mean, I do care, but I don't care. If that makes any
Right.
sense. It probably doesn't make any sense.
But if you don't care, then that means the pink gold peach meme will die.
No, that
And
won't
we-
die. I could
and we
try
don't want
to make...
that.
I could try to make that meme die. I did
But-
try to make that meme die a couple weeks ago, and it just got escalated.
No, you can't fight it. You can't fight it.
You literally can't
Can't
fight
fight
it.
the memes.
The best you can do is ignore it, and then eventually maybe it'll die, but you
Like,
definitely can't fight it like actively.
I can't tell you how many times I have seen someone else's video about Pink Gold Peach, and I'm in the video. Like, it's not going to die, Jacob. I'm sorry. I'm
that's
not
awesome.
even kidding.
That's actually
yeah.
that's really good for your channel though, in a way.
yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's so big. I just feel like Nathaniel's just gonna start seeing Pink Gold Peach just like everywhere he goes, but not because he hates the character. It's just this aura of meme around the character that's just slowly getting to him.
Yeah, actually, there was someone tagged me in this on Twitter. Apparently, a top comment on a Game Grumps video about Mario Kart was talking about me. It was just like some random person. It had like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of likes on it. I'm just like, what? Who even knows about me? Such
Yeah,
a
you
small
cut out like
channel.
halfway through that, so I didn't even hear that.
You'll hear it later. It's okay.
Okay, my reaction now doesn't matter.
Nope, it's fine.
This is for your viewing pleasure, or actually listening pleasure.
Yes.
Saying the word pleasure is just kind of fun.
Let's go to
Whoa.
questions.
Yes, questions?
We have stayed relatively on topic for this entire podcast. I'd like
That's
to
what
say.
happens when you have a topic list.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really mind if we ever get off topic. I'm just commending our ability to actually talk about video games this episode. That's been great.
That's true. We took a brief break to talk about fidget spinners, though.
Yes, we did.
But then we still
Yes, we
veered it back to video games using Fidget Spinner 64.
We are on fire.
on fire.
Fire today, man.
Fire.
Fire. And that is a perfect segue into talking about video games again because Ness. Again, guys, we're doing so well today. Well, the first question I have here is from an anonymous person, because I guess you don't want me to say your name over my microphone, which is fine. I appreciate the question nonetheless. But what game was the biggest disappointment to you guys?
The biggest
just ever?
Ever?
I guess ever. Of all time.
Huh.
What did you play and was like, wow, this is a pile of trash?
This is a hard one.
I believe I've answered this before, but mine probably always goes back to Epic Mickey 2, because I was really, really, really excited about that second one because I really liked the first one a lot. Like, it was actually a very, very good platformer. It was very well done. And then the second one came out, and it was like really laggy and had a lot of technical problems, and the design of the world wasn't good, and the two-player sucked. And it was just like, the game itself wasn't just a pile of wet garbage, but it was so disappointing. Like, I wasn't even mad. I was just really disappointed. Well, I was kind of mad I spent $60, but I was just really disappointed in the product itself.
I guess.
So that's mine.
I have one. I would probably say Mighty Number 9, because I was actually really excited about that game when it first came out.
Oh.
And then I played it for like 15 minutes, and that was it. I have not touched it since then. That's how much I disliked that game.
Oh man, I tweeted some hot fire today about that actually. I don't know if you guys saw. I'm gonna read it off for the listeners now though, because I thought it was funny. My tweet was, "Mighty Gunvolt Burst sounds awesome until you remember Mighty Number 9."
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound really weird, but when it first came out, I was honestly really disappointed with Wind Waker, and everyone is going to hate me for that. But
no, you're not alone. I think a lot of people
you're definitely
didn't like it.
You're not alone.
Yeah, and I feel really bad about it now, but because at the time that is how I felt, but now like I look back at it and I'm like, man, that was such a great game. Once I finally played through it, but I remember like trying it out in the store and stuff, and I think the overall I think I was fatigued on Zelda, or like traditional Zelda at the time, and when I played it, I felt like it was retreading so much of Ocarina of Time, and I didn't really feel like they were doing much of anything new with it for some reason, I guess. But really, like, now that I look back at it and I go back and I play Wind Waker HD, I feel totally differently, right? But at the time, for some reason, that was my perception.
You know,
well, if you really think about it, not
like
many
that,
other like franchises just completely change a graphical layout and an art style on you like that, though. So I can definitely understand why someone would be like a little turned off before they could actually play it.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know,
I was the same way.
Well, for anyone that doesn't know, for anyone that's a lot younger, Wind Waker was supposed to be a much more mature-looking game, and then, you know, like you said, they just completely changed it on us. So I can see how that left a sour taste in your mouth at first.
Yeah, that tech demo for what was apparently going to be like Ocarina of Time 2.0.
Yeah,
I mean that looked amazing.
It got everyone extremely hyped.
And then what? Like a year later, they came out with this like chibi cell shaded thing, and we're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just so shocking. It's like you didn't actually get a chance to just love the game for what it is until you played it.
And at the time,
I was in the same boat as you were.
At the time, like when like so many people had played Ocarina of Time, and we went, you know, back and forth with the 64DD expansion type thing, and knowing that was potentially the original part of the game, and especially when I was younger, like there was just so many things in that universe. I wanted to see the same thing that Ocarina of Time did, but I wanted it to just be bigger, and I wanted them to just build on that. And then you're absolutely right. Like then when they didn't, it was like, oh, yeah.
I mean, they eventually ended up doing it though with Twilight Princess, which was good. But I'm happy to see Wind Waker being a thing, because Wind Waker is an amazing 3D Zelda game. If you haven't played it, go out, do it now. You can get it for so cheap on the Wii U. And if you haven't already forgotten what a Wii U is, it's that thing that came out and everyone hated.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah. Next question. If you could put one video game inside of a cake and throw it into the woods, what would it be and why?
I already have my answer.
Yeah, if you don't get this question, by the way, you should listen to the last Digicast or follow my Instagram at the Indie Jacob, and you will understand.
It's an
So
inside
you can go,
joke.
Nathaniel.
The game that I would put into a cake and throw into the woods is Superman 64. Obviously because it's a bad game, but also just for the fact that maybe, just maybe, the cart will start flying because it's Superman 64. Superman's supposed to be able to fly. So even though that probably won't happen, that's why I would do that.
You have hope,
Yes.
and superheroes are built on hope.
Exactly. Especially Superman.
And that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
You know
So
what
that-
game I would do?
What?
I would do Overwatch because so many
Whoa.
people already have it, and no one would miss that one copy that's in the cake thrown into the woods.
Controversial.
And I just don't care about it.
Okay.
Now everyone's
And
triggered.
I'm gonna ride on the coattails of what you just said and say Destiny.
Ooh. Double
Yeah.
trigger.
No, that's a good pick, actually. Destiny, totally.
Not because it's necessarily a bad game. I just don't care.
Yeah,
Because in a generation of just shooter upon shooter, I just don't care.
yeah.
There's so many of
Yeah.
them.
No,
And
a
they all
lot
look the
of-
same.
A lot of people have told me I need to try Overwatch, but like I just can't. Like I don't even play that many shooters, but I'm fatigued from just seeing so many freaking shooters. It's
Yeah, like,
ridiculous.
it's not that Destiny itself was bad, or Battlefield 1, or any Call of Duty, or just like
Like,
all
the
these
games-
other shooters. I just don't care.
Like most
so
of the games
many.
are fun, I'm sure. I've tried a handful of them, but like,
Or, like,
when you
Ghost
see
Recon
so
Wildlands.
many, yeah.
Yeah, just oh my god. Like Overwatch is fun. I've played it. Like it is very fun. But
It's a good
just-
game. It's a good game.
It's just the same thing.
It has
like,
sold bonkers too. Like it's good, but I just
Yeah.
don't care.
It's the same concept of shoot the thing and win. And
Yeah.
I'm just like it does things differently. I understand that, but it's the same core concept, and it looks identical in genre type. Like it doesn't.
It's very well executed. You know?
Yeah, it is a genre that's been done to death, but this is one that does it right. And it's sad that I am so bored and sick of them, but it honestly is like the Marvel movies for me. Like, yeah, the Marvel movies are all good, but I'm just so tired of them that I don't even really get excited to go see one anymore. I go see it because it's a good movie, but there's no hype or buildup or anticipation. I'm just like, okay, it's there.
Well, I think speaking of first-person shooters, I am surprised we have not seen them die down yet. It has been the main genre of games for over a decade now. Like the 90s had
Yeah.
platformers, and
Yeah.
I mean that was kind of the main genre for a while. But then there's shooters, but nothing has converted. Nothing has really changed.
I think it's interesting because like the perception of video games is actually, it kind of revolves around first person shooters now, where you're right. Like it used to revolve around platformers, but then that
Yeah.
went away. And I think when people in the modern day think of video games, they think of shooters. They think of just shooting stuff.
I feel like the next
I would
big
even
thing is going to
go-
be open world after shooters.
Yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, it's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many games are open world nowadays that just don't need to be. But I would even say that first person shooters go back to Doom and Quake and Wolfenstein 3D. Like the second those came out, I mean it was that and platformers, because that just exploded in the 90s with GoldenEye and Doom, Duke
Yeah.
Nukem, and then that just bled into the 6th generation where they started becoming more realistic, and the 7th generation when they became even more realistic. So they just keep growing and growing. And I'm just like our entire lives have been revolving around these types of games.
Even this gameplay is first person shooter. God damn, it's not really a first person shooter. It's zombies, but it's still
Oh, is
still
that
the
what we're
same-
doing here?
Yeah, I told you I'm gonna get the footage for you, even though it hasn't happened at this point in time. But that is the gameplay you're seeing right now.
Oh, well now we have to put it in there.
Yes,
I mean, unless you cut
Yeah.
it out. I mean, you could cut out Nathaniel saying that, but
but you shouldn't do that because that would be
Well,
rude.
no.
Hashtag.
No, I never cut anything yet. All of this is just 100% untouched footage that you're hearing. There's no edits at all. This is just how great we are every time.
Next question.
Hello. Well, hello there.
Hello.
I used to buy my games at GameStop, but then I found out about programs like Best Buy's Gamers Club, Unlocked, and Amazon Prime, which lets you get brand new games day one for 20% off. So that got me thinking, where do you guys buy your games at? Thanks, and keep up the good work. Well, thank you for thanking us for keeping up the good work. I will try. Sometimes people tell me my channel sucks, so thank you for that. And that was from Denova.
I do.
whale.
I do Amazon and Steam for the most part.
I am that person who goes to GameStop, and I know people don't want to hear that, but the GameStop that I live by is actually really kick-ass. Like all the people that are there are awesome. They always help me out with things like telling me which games to trade my games in, or which games that are going to get extra trading credit for, so I can just trade in like my current games to that, and then just take the trade off, and then I have more trading credit. So I probably shouldn't say that over the air, but I just did, so whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I exploit GameStop for more money, and
Whatever
that pause was
works.
me giving a thumbs up with a smile.
I mean, GameStop is going to go out of business, so it's okay.
Yeah, it is. Like eventually, it's going to go out of business.
Yeah, I mean, I still like. It's really the only place around here that is like a physical video game store, so I don't have much of a choice. But I do like all the workers there, and I do get pretty good deals there too. So I really don't mind it. They never shove shit down my throat either, so that's awesome.
I get my games from 3 sources generally. So obviously there's Steam. I also go to whenever I go to a convention, that's when I buy a lot of my games actually. Because at most game conventions, there's like a huge flea market of just retro stuff. So I'll get a lot of stuff there. And more recently, I'll just get stuff from Nintendo. It's only like 1 or 2 games a year, maybe. But I guess that's also another source of where I get my stuff.
Directly
But it's mostly
from
yeah.
Nintendo.
But it's mostly Steam and it's mostly conventions.
So Nathaniel recommends that the viewers just start their own YouTube channels exactly like he did.
Become Nintendo brand ambassadors and
Become
get all your
Nintendo brand
Nintendo
ambassadors.
games for free.
Get over 100,000 subscribers, and then you'll just get free games.
Well, actually,
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Actually, what's really interesting about the Nintendo brand ambassador, you really don't need a lot of subscribers to get in that program. Like, there's people with
That's
less
true.
than 1,000 subscribers, I kid you not, that get free stuff from Nintendo. Like, this one
That's
dude,
crazy.
he had 800 subscribers, he got an NES Classic from Nintendo.
That's
And
awesome.
I didn't get one from Nintendo. I'm just like, what? What? Are you kidding me?
Holy shit!
It's so random. You never know what you're going to get from them. It's a mixed bag.
Jacob, why have you not become a Nintendo brand ambassador?
Yeah,
Because
come on.
I have pride, and my content needs to be good again.
Make Indie Jacob great again.